Normally, this seat would be saved for one of my kids. They're on vacation with their mom this week, and if I'm being honest, I miss them like crazy. And today's been heavy. It's one of those days where the house feels quieter than usual, where your thoughts get a little louder. I think we all have days like that, and today was one of mine. This house gets pretty quiet without them. I just thought about sitting here tonight, feeling sorry for myself, just sitting in silence. But then I remembered something. This chair was never meant to be a place where I sat and disappeared again. It was meant to be a place where healing began. You know, when I first started Seat Saved, I told you this chair represented some of my greatest regrets. Not because I wasn't home, because my mind wasn't. For years, this chair became a place where I watched life happen instead of live it. So now, every time I sit here, I want it to mean something different. So until my kids get home, maybe somebody else needs this seat tonight. Maybe it's you. You know, earlier today, someone reached out to me after watching the first episode. We talked for a while. They trusted me with pieces of their life, pieces that aren't mine to share. They never will be, because some stories are sacred. But what that conversation reminded me of, that is mine to share. It reminded me that sometimes the people that look like they're holding it together are barely hanging on. Sometimes the strongest smile hides the heaviest burden. Sometimes all someone needs is one person willing to listen. Not to fix them, not to have all the answers, just to remind them that they're not alone. And the truth is, I think that they were hoping I'd encourage them. God was quietly using the conversation to encourage me, though. Sometimes we're focused on becoming someone else's lighthouse. We don't realize that God's using them to shine a little bit of light back on us. And I don't think either of us walked away from that conversation unchanged. You know what's interesting? Whenever life falls apart, our first question is always the same. Why? Why this? Why now? Why me? Why couldn't it have gone differently? Why couldn't God have stopped it? I've asked myself those questions more times than I can count. Maybe you have too. The other day, I was listening to this song called "The Storms That Taught Me Faith." There was one line that wouldn't leave me alone, and it said, "I used to pray for sunshine in every season of my life, but now I thank Him for the thunder that pushes me closer to the light." That line hit me differently, because if you asked me a few years ago, I would have told you that every storm meant God had forgot about me. Every setback, every disappointment, every loss, every unanswered prayer, every painful season. I thought those were proof that God had stepped away. Today, I don't see it that way anymore, and I want to be careful here. I'm not saying the pain was good. It wasn't. I'm not saying the evil somehow was okay. It wasn't. Some things should never have happened. Some wounds should have never existed. Some losses change us forever. But here's what I believe now. God never promised I'd avoid the storms. He promised I wouldn't face them alone. And somewhere in the middle of all the chaos, He refused to let evil have the final word. You know, I've shared pieces of my story before about the police call, the one that changed everything, the call that took a piece of me I don't think I'll ever get back. Watching a young man lose his battle with PTSD right in front of me, and realizing that while his battle had ended, mine was just beginning. I didn't understand it then. I just knew something inside me had changed. coming home after that, but never really coming home. PTSD, anxiety, depression, feeling like the person I used to be was gone. Then losing purpose, recently losing a job, trying to figure out how I'm going to provide for my family, trying to trust God, while also wondering what tomorrow looks like. And here's the truth. I'm still in that storm. I'm not telling you this from the mountaintop. I'm talking to you somewhere along the climb. Some days, I still wonder what's next. Some days, I still wrestle with fear. And some days, I'm scared as hell. Some days, my prayers sound more like questions than confidence. But maybe that's what faith actually looks like. Not pretending the storm isn't there. It's choosing to keep walking anyways. Today, after talking with that person, I think I finally realized why God put Seat Saved on my heart. Not because I have figured life out, not because I'm strong, not because I have all the answers, but maybe someone out there needs to know they're not sitting alone tonight. Maybe they needed someone to admit, I'm struggling too. Maybe they needed someone to say, I'm still climbing too. Maybe they just needed someone to save them a seat. Can I tell you something? I don't want people to leave Seat Saved thinking I'm strong. I want them to leave believing that maybe they can make it one more day. Because sometimes one more day turns into one more week. And one more week turns into one more month. And one day you'll look back and realize God carried me through a season I was never meant to survive. Not because you were strong enough, because He was faithful enough. This seat's empty tonight, but only for a couple more days. Next episode, somebody pretty important is going to be sitting right here next beside me. And I can't wait. Until then, if tonight it felt heavy, keep showing up. Keep fighting. Keep praying. Keep believing. Even when you can't see what God's done. Because one day you might find yourself thanking God for the thunder. Not because the storm didn't hurt, but because somewhere inside it you found faith you would have never discovered on a sunny day. There's always been a seat saved for my kids. And if you needed this conversation tonight, there's always been a seat saved for you. So until then, there's always a seat saved for you here. Thank you.